Whole time?
And here we are.
So we are live?
I don't see us on this other menu I got over here.
Did you check if we were unlisted or private still?
No, I refreshed the page and I can see it on YouTube.
All
now.
right,
Oh,
yeah,
you can
we're
see
we
it.
are
live.
on
Why
YouTube
don't
right
I
now.
see it? What the? Oh, now I see it. Okay, all right, we're good.
Magical. We
Amazing
are
how-
live for the first time. That explains the clumsiness.
Yes.
So yeah, there's definitely a 10-second delay, so you might want to just mute whatever's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome everyone.
Welcome.
This is the Battle Gym Ponies countdown. After all these years, we're finally
Who's we?
at this point.
Who are you?
We,
What's your name?
you know who we are. I'm Tony Oates, director of Battle Gym Ponies.
I am Confident Cow, the graphic designer and video editor.
I'm Sayaru, the lead programmer, game programmer.
And we have been slaving away at this Kickstarter for far too long. And this is such a relief. We've got a nice little agenda here today. We are going to be playing this game for a while, counting down this final hour, minutes to go. And we're going to see what happens.
While this is happening, I'm just be playing in the background
Yeah.
as a lovely visual.
Alright.
The first thing I'm playing is the old alpha of the Overworld.
So for everyone who doesn't know, this demo was released in 2017. And it was right before what we've been calling the Great Calamity.
But right when everything was just deleted, the whole game started over from scratch. Everything you see here in this demo just stopped existing. I had to recreate it.
Yeah, so we've been actively rebuilding the game, and a lot of these mechanics are all done, but we don't have the most updated Pinto Island region for you.
So this whole overworld, you're walking around, collecting items, battling trainers, getting ponies. Oh,
You missed it.
There they are.
You missed it, Cal.
Yeah, I just
It's-
barely missed it. Okay.
We don't have random battles. You just see the wiggle and walk into it.
Yeah, it's not like a lot of other monster teamers where you just walk back and forth in grass. You actually have to find them.
just never been a fan of the unexpected random encounter. It's nice to know where it is. Like, oh, you can avoid it a little bit.
Yeah, there's different types of RNG in video games. You have your good RNG, which usually equates to when you get like a item or something that's just fun, or a good effect, like a random buff. Then there's the bad RNG, where no one's happy that it happened.
I'm sure
Like-
there's somebody out there who likes running into Zubats all the time.
Someone's
Most people I know prefer the Diablo approach.
I bet you it's easy to get, 6 IV Zubat.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, the whole IV stuff. Now that kind of RNG is missing from Battle Gym Ponies. Here, you just catch the pony at all, you can customize it as you wish.
I missed that. Did you catch that pony?
I didn't.
Oh, you just
I forget
murdered it.
who you start with in this demo. Is it just these three ponies?
You get your Simber, your Orsina, and Vinerva. Yeah, those 3.
I should have caught Moth last.
Yeah, you missed out.
I'm so used to just battling.
Can't believe this. What type of master are you? Ooh, that's a good one.
I like Thestra. I like her aesthetic.
Very scrappy little dragon.
She's got the, the Arizona tea vaporwave aesthetic.
I like dragons.
Right. Oh, I see one of our musicians, Blueco, in the chat. What's going on? I can't really hear the background music going on since the live stream's set up, but I'm assuming it's one of the bangers. That would be coming from Confident Cow.
Hmm? Oh yeah.
The
I am the one
background
playing
music.
the game, and I am the one streaming.
I'm just chilling.
Just enjoying the vibe.
Yeah, just vibing here. Bouncing, as I've been saying.
Here we
I'm not
go.
sure if I say this often enough, but holy smokes, the music. Amazing. Still love it. It's on my rotation. Workout tracks even. Just good stuff.
I'll catch it this time, I promise. That one.
Which capture gem are you using?
I used the super. Didn't work.
Oh, failed.
Alright, I think it's time for a full confession about the flaws of this here demo that we're seeing. Those capture gems, my friends. Alright. Most of them have the same capture rate because of the math equation I use for it. Very wrong. If you want a 100% chance of victory, you'll have to go all the way down to the alicorn gem.
Oh, you have way more than time.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We got
Different kinds
one
of
gem
different
for each
situations.
type.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
in the
want
final game,
extra.
each one's gonna have like different effects when the pony swaps forms. Sort of like in Diamond and Pearl, you could put little. What were those? Like
stickers.
stickers,
They're stickers. You put
Yeah.
stickers on your Pokeball.
and then just little particle effects that play out. Just
Yeah,
little stuff like that adds the pizzazz.
Depending on which capture gem you use, also shows up in the settings. So, if there's a specific color or theme you kind of want to go with your capture gems, then pick them wisely.
Oh shit, where I live.
Lame.
Yeah, after you capture the character pony, you need to still defeat them in battle.
Finish him. It adds a little more like stakes to it. You don't want to have a legendary battle. You just catch it on the first turn. Anticlimactic.
Yeah,
You at least gotta fight.
Throw out your
Has
Alicorn
that-
gem, and then you're done.
Has
that's
anyone
it.
ever actually defeated Mewtwo?
I'm sure by accident.
What a waste. No,
It's
that is
always been a
battle of
Master
attrition.
Ball.
Always no. What if you're a dumb
Me.
kid who uses your Master Ball on a Krabby because you thought the word Ultra was stronger than Master?
So
Yeah,
you
I
speaking
wasn't
from
a smart kid.
experience?
Okay,
I mean,
these things happen.
I thought you would restart the game after that.
I wouldn't know how. I was a little kid. Those are my Pokemon. If you turn off the game, they die.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, this is my favorite character.
Not in
Oh.
this
Oh.
game. If
Oh,
you delete your
oh.
adventure mode, they all live in the battle area.
You be careful with those bugs, Cal. They're everywhere. See, this is what happens when you like code an entire game by yourself. Like no one to cover your tracks or see your mistakes or no go, oh, you know what? Structure it very differently than this. Because now you have NPCs that can like walk through things. Or if you talk to somebody while they're doing a different action, the whole game freaks out.
Let me get youngster.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm actually impressed with how much Yotes is able to complete on his own. Just because it's not easy. And even when I got on, and I've been working on rebuilding a lot of this stuff over the past year, it's been challenging.
Alright, so Wolven1 in the chat wants to know how the heck did things end up deleted like that? So that was on me. I wasn't backing things up to the cloud. I wasn't saving things to a separate hard drive. So, when my computer happened to break, there went the entire game. Just gone. I forget if it was the MacBook or this really old Dell that I had. It might have been the MacBook. But yeah, that thing, it just got corrupted. I couldn't turn on the computer anymore. I tried to solve it. I took it to a shop and everything. There's nothing they could do. It was all gone. Very depressing moments.
Since then, this was before Sai and I joined the team. And when Sai came aboard, he's like, okay, I have an idea to make sure this never happens again. What was the idea, Sai? You're the actual programming professional here.
Oh, well, at first, the other developer, there's another developer who's on this team, periodically helps. They were using Unity Collaborate, but that was an awful experience. Getting things up on the cloud and back onto your computer was literally hours. So we moved to Git. If anyone's familiar with Git, it's
GitHub?
Yeah, well, GitHub is a place that lets you store a Git repository. But yeah, it's basically GitHub. We have a GitHub project, store everything on GitHub servers, and GitHub never goes down. So we are safe from that. On top of which, all three of us have a copy of the project. So even if GitHub did go down, then simultaneously...
in 3 separate locations. So if my house just blew up, like some awful attack, then, there's 2 more copies out there in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've yes.
Yeah. We don't have a contingency plan if I get hit by a bus tomorrow. So all I have is the design documents, and hopefully somebody can interpret my chicken scratch and make a game out of it.
Which we all know I'm very good at.
Worst case scenario. Oh my goodness. Whoa. I missed a question here. No Life Jim says, good luck with the game. I was not going to fund it until it was at 100%, but I changed my mind a few days later. Look at that. So that's why the number keeps going up over here. After we annihilated those 4 stretch goals.
I know a lot of people have that same mentality, so it's definitely not the first time I've heard that before. Because they don't want to put in their money, even though they're like, oh no, but what if it doesn't get funded? Did I waste my money or anything like that?
Oh, but you don't get funded at all if you don't make the goals. Maybe that's the change the mind moment.
I actually didn't know that for a very long time.
Oh, then that's Kickstarter's fault for not making that clear.
I mean, I knew that, I know
nobody's
that now,
money gets taken.
even before
nobody pays a
Kickstarter,
cent.
But
yeah. But now that we made it, it's gonna happen 100%. There was real scary times right there where you thought, oh no, I'm gonna have to get another day job and then work on this side, and it'll take 3 times longer. It'll just be a whole thing. But no, now we can do this. Now we can crunch it out in a year and finally have this game exist. People are celebrating the music up in here. Woven One wants to know, are you going to let people use letters? Are you referring to naming your own characters? Because you can. Every single pony form can be nicknamed, and the pony itself can be nicknamed, and your own trainer can have names. But yeah, we'll be releasing more of the soundtrack over time as the context of which to hear the song comes out for maximum effect. We had to share some with the Kickstarter to prove just how banger the soundtrack is going to be. My favorite song is the Paragon Grunt.
I like the stadium
just wiggling.
theme.
I just mix up all the sounds because they all sound good.
I like to order the songs in a start to finish sort of way, like typical game soundtracks, and just take me on a journey, the vision of this game that nobody has really seen except me. I don't even think you two would dig through all the walkthrough document. Nope. Or listed out exactly what happens. Oh, here's this town. Here's what's in it. Here's who you fight.
I don't know all the events,
jazz.
but I do know the layout of the town. And I've seen your maps, your drawings.
Yeah, although I've seen everything that's on Kickstarter and what's in the code.
Yoast has everything
That's
planned
about
out
it.
for what the overworld's like, down to the very piles. It's actually pretty nuts.
Grotesque detail. Oh yeah, we go far with it. I want to know exactly what's going on, just so I have a picture of the scope, and we don't go overboard. Just start making things up last minute, and then the game will never get done.
That's why the Kickstarter was laid out the way it was as well. The early stretch goals are objectives that we thought we could complete within the timeline. And after that, all the objectives were for post first launch. That way we don't have to keep pushing back the game, which is I would say a mistake. I'm putting that in air quotes. You guys can't see it, but mistake that other Kickstarters might make is promising too much.
Oh yeah, that was a careful consideration there. Don't want to just go adding scope like, okay, donate this tier and help design a pony. Yeah, we're gonna add an entire pony that needs to be balanced and animated and just throw that into the game. That would get way too hectic or too small for that. So
Yeah.
we locked in the roster. Like, these are the ponies coming in. We put a picture of most of them up on the Kickstarter. You know, we're hiding the legendaries just so there's something left to reveal later.
That's why
But
we
that's
settled
the roster.
in the Kickstarter for designing your own pony. Like, we'll do it in your style, but it won't be like actually in the game because like, the scope creep. You know, it
Yeah. But people want to see their ponies like in this type of game. So I could at least meet you to the point where I could draw one frame of it, like one sprite that looks awesome, and then the modding community can do the rest from there. Because like we do intend to have mod support in the future. Like that's just part of the gaming culture. It's part of the fun. So we want to have tools out there for people to make their own fun, throw in their own ponies, where they go nuts with the game. But that'll be way after launch. We gotta put all our focus on making the best game we can now before we go opening up the floodgates like that, or even working on future versions of the game.
There was a question about stretch goals and the ones that we didn't reach. And I just wanted to comment on that, saying that the whole goal is for us to complete all of those stretch goals if we can, or they will happen eventually. It's just reaching those stretch goals would allow them to happen in a more efficient and quicker manner.
Like basically, if we reach those stretch goals like by today, then that would mean like 100% we can absolutely do this. But now it's a matter of, okay, can we save up that money after the fact and do this? If not, what shortcuts can we take to get it done? Because we need it done. We want to make the best game possible. We want plushies to hold. We want all this stuff. But as you saw by the stretch goal numbers, things get expensive.
And then as another question, asking if the game will be available on iOS. So the answer to that question is we do plan on releasing it on iOS. It may not be in the first release of the game, but we are planning to release it at the DX version at the latest. Just Apple can be a little more difficult with getting a product onto a platform, which is why there's no demo available right now for it. But we
there's
have
no demo for the iOS version, but we can have the initial release on iOS. We just need to have a complete game to send them, then they can play that. So when the game is finally out, like on Google Play, it'll also be on the App Store. But we just have to get that review process going on a different rate. Like itch.io, we can just launch immediately, like whenever the game is literally done. Google Play, I've released games there before. There's like a week-long review process, but then we'll be up on the store pretty quick. But Apple, there's going to be some hoops to jump through, and if they reject the game, then that's another like week we have to revise, send, and wait. So it'll be a whole back and forth then, but it'll be on iOS for sure. Unicorn Training was on iOS as well. Still got that developer account going.
Yes, and to add to that, we have built our project to iOS and iPad. We took some pictures of that and I think posted it on our blog, right, Goats?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we are working toward getting it there. So stay tuned.
Alright, so Woven says there's a friend who didn't want to make a Kickstarter account. That's why they didn't pledge. Which makes sense. It's a hoop to jump through. Like, studying like things like Amazon, how Amazon works. Oh, make things so simple, one click away, and something shows up at your door in 2 minutes. Like, That's the end goal. So, like Kickstarter, you have to create an account. That extra step could be annoying enough for someone just to go not bother. Whereas something on the App Store, when the game is finally done, then people just go to the App Store, download the free demo, and now they're playing it. Like, minimum barrier to entry right there. You want to make it super simple. Let's see.
Yeah,
so
so-
No Life Gem helped fund games like Baldi's Basics and Friday Night Funkin'. I am honored to be among those legendary titans of the industry. Like, no kidding, even the pony avatar that you're seeing on screen right now, it's like a mix of like Paper Mario, but without the white outline. It would also kind of fit into like a Friday Night Funkin' art style. So like, Confident Cow was messing with these to get the stream started
Yeah.
for a decent long while.
That was
He
a
crunched
long
through this.
process. As you saw in the, if you guys watched the devlog for last month, there was a pixelized version of this pony, and since Sai and my avatars were vectorized and had a black outline, Yodes wanted a similar style, so I had to do that. Yodes was very picky about what he wanted. Eventually, we settled on something of a Paper Mario type style. And that's how I eventually came up with the drawing. So I drew the vector Yotes, and I also drew my cow. Before, also, if you saw in the video, the cow didn't have a body before, so I had to draw the rest of his little body. Which was a little bit of a challenge for me, because I never even did that before. It was just basically a head.
Which is 100% neck.
But yeah, I also set up this whole stream. If you want to know, I'll give you a little quick rundown of how setting up a stream works if you've never done it before. But we use OBS Studio, which is a free program. A lot of streamers use it. And I use it for my streams that I do personally. If you want to see twitch.tv/confidentcow plugin. But since I've done it before, setting the stream up wasn't too bad, only for the only things that were a bit complicated for things I've never done before, such as the moving avatars and such. And the moving avatars is like literally like a web code. So we use an extension that Discord provides. So the three of us are in a Discord call, and using an extension online that Discord provides, we basically copy and paste the code into a web page type of deal in OBS Studio. And along with that, we put in some CSS that I found online. I definitely didn't make it myself. And that's how we got our bouncing avatar and such.
Aren't they lovely?
Yeah, it really adds flavor. I really like how they all came out.
I particularly like how much quicker we're going to be able to do future devlogs. We won't have to edit like who's talking. These things are just bouncing away, so you know who's talking.
Yeah, for the
And
last
now we
devlog, we re-recorded together in the same room with the same microphone. So to get us to bounce, I actually literally cut every single time we talked, and every
It was
frame.
such a barbershop quartet vibe.
Yeah. That was
Yes.
that was a little bit of time consuming, but thankfully with this new process, it should be way quicker. We can bring out devlogs at a more timely manner in the future.
It was a miracle getting the whole Kickstarter video done. That was even a whole learning process right there. Wasn't sure even which way to tackle it, but we ended up doing live footage. We dressed up a room and just put on some nice lighting, and then recorded multiple takes and learned exactly how difficult like saying a proper line can be if you're not a trained actor.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if you write a script and you can read the script out loud in front of a camera, and it will really sound like you're reading from a script if you've never done it before. So there was
It's
a
like
little
the
bit of
difference
struggle
between
for
a
us.
Nintendo Direct voice, the live streamer.
Yeah, so we wanted to sound as natural as possible, so we basically, what we ended up doing was writing down bullet points of what we wanted to say, and then using our own words to describe the bullet points. And then it sounded much more natural. I like how we came out.
It took me 2 hours of saying stuff to not actually get anything recorded. I had to wait a whole another week. That's how difficult it is.
When it all comes together. What's something I want to know is what is like how did you guys find out about Battle Gem Ponies? Like everyone in the chat here.
It was a spoiler.
Hmm?
Sasares says he heard about us at Everfree Northwest.
Everfree.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty strategic move right there, going to Everfree right in the middle of this Kickstarter. Like
So
the timing's so perfect because most Kickstarters really die off in the middle, but that gave us like this huge spike.
It was a big boost. I want to ask, how was Everfree? You guys went, Cy and Yotes went, I didn't go, but I heard they had a good time, met a lot of new people. You want to share your experience?
Yeah, we lucked out big time. We got 2 vendor tables that we could push together. So we had this stand in the back. So anyone who's like circling around through all the aisles would eventually come to us, and they'd see like our giant vertical banner, and then see this huge table layout with all these demo stations. Then we got T-shirts hanging up and all the different little pieces of merch and the QR code, so anyone could just scan it on their phone and get taken right to download the game and see the Kickstarter numbers live. Like it was a whole nice setup right there.
We were also labeled as the first vendor.
Yeah, vendor number 1. So when they checked who's at the vendor hall, and you scroll down, BGP front and center.
Top of the list. So it was a wonderful experience. The only thing I could say I can regret about it is that we didn't get all the time to walk around and sort of mingle with the other vendors. We were just so busy and stuck to our little stand, which is a good thing. That we didn't really get to go too far. But even
lots of standing involved.
Yeah,
because we're really involved with like talking to people as they play the demo, see what's going on there. So those poor legs.
There's a lot of support and a lot of interesting people and interested people coming by. So we were definitely up and about, moving, bouncing more.
Then bouncing at the parties afterwards. That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
An ongoing thing.
How was it was a brony convention, and there was a brony on fire at one point, and something quite similar happened this time, right?
I think that's just like brony convention tradition. Something gets caught on fire at least once.
Yeah. Although we did get caught up in the video that they made outside, and we're like front and center. That was pretty funny to find later. My face is like the image of that video because of like how close it is to the beginning.
You're the image of a guy who got interrupted from a rave. You still had the neon ring on your hat.
Yeah. I was vibing.
But it was good to see everyone's like opinions on the game and just reactions to it for the first time since this giant remake project.
Yeah, we hadn't seen anybody play the game physically, so there's a lot more information we can sort of get from people. We could see how confused they are. We could see where they click in the game to try to figure out information, and we can take that back with us and help revise exactly how we want to convey the user to navigate everything.
It definitely helps with planning out the tutorial, because now we know like the typical process of information. Some people just want to dive in, see what's up, and I noticed they click on similar things at the start of a match, and then they have the same question at the same points. So now I can really plot out this tutorial to be like exactly what people want to know when they want to know it, because you don't want to just dump everything all at once. There's a lot going on in this game, so introducing it slowly is going to be key. But what was really interesting was getting a bigger sense of everyone's favorite characters in this game. Like, No Life Jim in here really likes Ponatina and that whole evolution branch thing, where you could evolve into all these different things. You hand Ponatina a meteorite, and she'll change into an elemental form to match it. And then you could swap them out at will. It's like having an Eevee, but you can change your mind of what to turn it into whenever you want. Really nice. But I want to know, in the chat, Who's your favorite pony in Battle Gem Ponies? You know what? In fact,
Who's our
let's
favorite
switch
ponies?
over to the new demo. Yeah, switch over to the new demo and let's take a look at the roster there.
Oh wait, I wanted to surf because I knew we were coming up on the time.
Yeah.
Everyone loves seeing the surfing. I mean,
It's the
I like
most
seeing
fun
the surfing.
I like just surfing it all. I can't wait to make mini games like revolving around it.
It
just feels nice.
I do
Pony
love seeing
Arcade.
the sprites. What?
Nothing.
I do
More
love
his
seeing the sprites
propaganda.
of the ponies in the overworld. I'm glad Pokemon, the new one, will finally go back to having your Pokemon around you.
For this one.
Yeah, for this one. We'll see if they keep it for the next one. But I feel like it's a nice touch to actually see your pony, and then also it's not just like a shade of a pony that you're swimming on. And this is actually Orsina. You can see her pulling you. I always like that little detail that you came up with.
And in the full game, like each pony's gonna have their own little variant of it. Like, oh, some will fly and tug you along, or other ones will float on a little raft because like Simber can't sit in the water. So just fun little things like that. Every pony you walk around the overworld with will behave differently. It just feels very nice.
We want
Can't wait to recreate all that. That is coming up soon. All of October is going towards developing more of those overworld features, making them bigger and better than before.
Yeah, we want to really drive a personality in each one of the characters. It's one thing that I feel other genres of the monster capture universe, so to speak, really lack. And that we want every character to be somebody's favorite in some way, shape, or form. I have a red line through me. Okay.
That actually doesn't show up on screen.
Oh, it didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am also sharing my
yeah.
screen with them so they can see it. With Sai and Yo.
Live stream experience. We're learning.
But yeah, speaking of ponies, what's everyone's favorite pony? I guess
Wow.
I guess that's more for me.
Go down the
Sai,
list first. Yeah.
because I know Yotes.
Yotes can't pick between
yeah,
his children.
It's his babies. He's the one who came up with all of these designs.
They're my family.
But I guess we can go through the ones that we have in the demo. Ponatina, and the different chroma colors.
Yeah,
Simber.
most people at the Everfree demo, they didn't click that chroma button. So maybe we gotta make it shinier.
I think once you actually have the game, you'll get the item and then you'll know. That'll definitely help a lot. Because you don't have the content.
And all these colors, yeah.
Let's
Such
see,
variety. Lots of people draw Orsina. Tons of fan art. So Moss over here. Very grassy. Very deadpan. Just chilling.
Psyshock.
Buzz.
The tiny moth glass.
See, I don't know. Shy Shock that's the ultimate plush right there. Just want to hug. And then Mothlash is the teeniest pony in the entire world. An expert at status moves. Minerva here. This one's just plain nuts. Very vicious pony.
Got all them vines.
Wiggly.
Wiggly.
Medusa
Wiggle.
vibes.
Vero. I like Vero a lot.
The Digimon.
Digimon.
People insist this looks like a Digimon, but I'm one of the few kids on planet Earth who never saw Digimon, aside from like all the marketing.
I'm with
So
you.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Gotta be Where Garurumon.
See, how do you even pronounce that? You know, a real name? Charmander? Yeah, anyone could say that. You're over here, Garugameshmon. I don't know what you mean.
Garugamesh.
One of the coolest.
So I
See.
likes the fact that when he breathes fire and does flamethrower, it's actually purple.
Yeah, we're trying to make all the ponies, if they have like purple flame, that their fire moves will be purple.
The little details that count. The flavor. There's even flavor text for every single pony so you can know what they smell like.
If you've ever wondered what a pony smells like, we'll tell you.
Yeah, some smell like chocolate, some smell like, I don't know, campfires. Some smell like coffee. Like, the reason that we're going with the whole, like, 60 pony approach is, like, the quality over quantity here. We want each one to matter, like, a lot. So there's gonna be no ponies in here who's just, nobody ever likes that one.
Chat's saying Vinerva is Maniac.
Vinerva. Vinerva. It's like a mix of the Maniac and Medusa. So it's like this, like, serious snaky hair going on here.
The one
It
eye.
can slap you with those vibes. Oh yeah, the Cyclops, like Greek mythology mashup over here. I like the gem decorated. It's like a necklace because the vines on her neck.
Yeah, all these ponies have a history, and you can tell what they're inspired from. So if you're really knowledgeable of Brony lore, you'll be able to pick them apart.
Brony lore.
Brony lore, yeah.
Yeah.
Like this here, Ponybot here is like the ultimate symbol of that. It's like Sweetiebot has no physical like appearance, and yet we all know Sweetiebot when we see one. You know? It's like Sweetiebot was originally just a voice over the real Sweetiebot, but we all imagine a robot version of her. So it's just very interesting there.
I think Furum is the one of the iconic ones as well.
Big fluffy dog with little antennas.
I like that you can see his like
unicorn.
mouth, his tongue, just like breathing in and out.
Like a big old panting dog.
Dancing on rainbows.
Got Rainbright here with those hologram wings and like a Christmas tree tail. Like, watch it light up. Does it light up with the idle animation here? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. RGB.
I also like Rainbright's Ultra Form, which we haven't implemented in the demo yet, but the Ultra Forms are pretty cool for a lot of these.
That button's missing.
Yes, it is, because we don't have it.
There's a sneak peek of them on the Kickstarter page, though.
Yeah.
To see what all these things turn into. And it gets wild.
And if you're really lucky, you'll see an error on the stats page where you'll see Ultra and Zuhar. A pony that hasn't been identified in this roster.
Alright. So in terms of where people are hearing about Battle Gym ponies, we're getting Derpy Buru, some face-to-face meetings, Twitter posts. So all the screaming and shouting that's been going on trying to promote this game.
I like
people
that
actually heard it.
I like that it's everywhere. That's nice. We are reaching in so many different people.
I like the Linux forums.
Linux forums, yeah. It's always nice to find like a new surprise article or a streamer playing the game or somebody just posting about it. Or even the other night I stumbled across fan art in a place I was not expecting to. And that's just, it's the nicest feeling ever. It's like, oh, people actually are like seeing Battle Gym ponies and caring that this thing that we're like throwing our lives into, working on every single day, like it actually matters to people. Feels really nice.
Random.
So let's see. All these different ponies, but who's the best pony, everyone? There can only be one best pony.
In this roster or the entire cast?
You know, let's say this roster.
Okay.
You haven't gotten to meet the entire cast yet.
My answer does change. But in this roster, my personal favorite is Orsina. I like the Sea Pony aesthetic. This is, I believe she was designed way before the movie came out, when Sea Ponies actually became a thing, right?
Yeah, so the first pony drawn, Xenoir, and that was to get like the size right. It was the very like basic looking outline of a pony. Then I just added on a few features. And then Simber was the second to like contrast to be, oh, so like how wild can we get with these? That's a very like Pokemon-ish Like, you can tell just by looking at it, oh, this thing is meant for fighting, not for walking around Ponyville. And then with those two, I was thinking, okay, what other types of ponies could I have here? And it's like I took Simber's head, Xenoir's like body and color scheme, and then tried to make a sea pony out of it. Went for like an aerial type, like pose on the rock sort of deal, hair blowing in the wind, and ended up with Orsina. And that was pony number 3. And from there, I had a good idea of what to do with the rest.
My favorite's Thestra, because dragon.
Sai likes dragons.
Dragon.
You know, then Thestra turns into one of those like Asian type dragons where it's really long and shimmers around, kind of like Shenron or Mushu.
Wiggly squiggly dragon.
Look at this battle screen. Like, all these additions that weren't in the first demo just really tie things together. The battles feel so solid and polished now. It's just constantly seeing how far we've come. Gets me all teary-eyed a little bit.
Yeah,
Especially when you look all the way back at like the 2015 demos. Oh my lord. Those are rough.
Have you mentioned the Kickstarter process yet? At
Oh.
least in terms of making it. I know someone had asked in our Discord once before about that, and that would have been a very long answer, but if you have a shorter, brief
summarize
answer.
is, yeah, it's months ahead of time you have to start getting the ball rolling. There's lots of dominoes to set up to get, like, to stand a chance at getting funded. Like, even us, like, we didn't get funded till about 25 days in. We averaged about $1,000 a day getting added to the Kickstarters, and like our strongest effort was advertising on Facebook. So like literally just handing Zuckerberg money, he'll put it in front of people who like your specific thing. Like, now I have a better understanding of how this like data stuff works, because if you advertise on, let's say, like Twitter or Reddit or anywhere else, and you specify, oh, I want to find people interested in video games or My Little Pony or indie games or Kickstarters, and those guys, like, less accurate than Facebook's, because when you did it on Facebook, we had like 14% of people clicking through to see the Kickstarter page, whereas everywhere else was closer to 2%. So just like that extreme difference is like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but maybe Zuckerberg is a robot and he just knows everybody's stuff and he knows exactly who you are. Because we keep having those moments where you mention something and then you see an ad for it later. So like, I'm wondering what's going on there. I don't know how all of this works. But getting all of that going and talking about it on every single Discord page I can, every relevant Reddit thread, every Facebook page. Pretty sure I became a nuisance. Like, I feel like a nuisance going around advertising this thing all the time. It's just because it's such an emergency. Like, if we didn't make this Kickstarter, big trouble. Big trouble. But now we can relax a little bit, get back to focusing on the game itself, making it the most awesome thing possible.
Yeah, so a lot of this month, development-wise, have been spent either towards the Kickstarter or advertising for the Kickstarter, and in Sai's case, making bug fixes that appeared while lots of people were playing the Kickstarter demo at once.
Yeah,
if you
at
want to
Everfree.
go over any of the bugs that you found.
Sure. There's a lot of people would come by and play the game, and we would notice bugs. Sometimes they wouldn't. But then we had one good fan. He sat down and he played it for 3 days, and then afterward joined our Discord and just gives us bugs after bugs after bugs. And I think I currently have a list of 84 bugs in a task list that I'm going through. And
The thing is, like, we're slowing down on it. We're finding less and less bugs. So
well, it's when there's so many different moves and ponies and combinations and interactions, it is hard for a small group of people to go through every single specific thing. And you can even see that in like bigger games like Pokemon or Hearthstone, where certain interactions don't work right between cards and they have to go back and fix it. It's just, it could be overwhelming. So getting that additional help and seeing it is like super beneficial for us. But the bugs have been, they've been fun. They're getting harder because we fixed all the easy ones. So now it's like more ingrained bugs that are like more complicated setups that you need to do to find them. But I guess like some examples end up being like, we'll just use a move. Like you could counter a bide that hasn't done any damage. It's just kind of weird to think about. You know what? You need a lot of context to understand that. There's just bugs all over the place. I don't know like a specific one that I guess I want to say.
There was a tinting one.
Oh yeah, so all the moves have a specific tint, or I shouldn't say all the moves. Some moves will have an effect to where they'll tint the background, and the tint wasn't showing up. So I fixed that. Now we can see tint. You gotta see it in battle, or that move right there.
Yeah, Spectrum Storm was a nightmare.
Storm.
Yeah,
Well, that one just didn't work sometimes, and
the worst kind of bug.
I still don't have that one fixed because it's not replicatable.
It worked there.
Yeah, it worked there. So good job, Cal, saving me.
I fixed it for you.
Yeah, thanks. I think it has to do with a dev versus release version or something, but
Oh, I think it's like something to do with RNGesus. You didn't pray enough.
Murphy
and his laws.
Murphy and his laws
Mm.
ruining my baby.
Well, one big bug I'm looking forward to addressing is like this battle calculation overhaul. The way we calculate damage right now is leading to some situations where some moves do absolutely nothing and others completely obliterate you.
Yeah, our current battle formula for calculating damage makes the damage what I call polarized. So like Yote said, it's either a little or a lot. And that makes tanks seem really broken in this game so far. So that was actually some of the more common things that we saw with our fans was tanks would be like these unstoppable roadblocks. It was always Furum, Ponybot, and Moz. But we sat down, we took one Friday, and we just went through and we hashed out a completely new battle calculation formula, as well as other calculations for other types of stats, like health or how speed is going to interact with it. And it's really going to change the way the battle feels for the better. So tanks will seem less tanky, but still tanky, if that makes sense.
Like Furum can still take a punch, or 12.
But just not 100.
Oh, yeah. It's currently sitting at 100.
We still want, though, the rapid switch mechanic to be the primary thing, because we don't want you to pick one pony and use the same attack and win a battle. We want you to be put up against a type matchup, understand how the types work, swap to the correct pony, and then take it down. And even in this battle demo, it's still like you can still do that. So there's never a 100% win rate guaranteed. You just have to like know how it all sort of works.
And it always helps to have a trick up your sleeve. That move tutor slot, that's always going to come in handy. Your opponent thinks they have you checkmated, and you smack them with something they did not expect. It'll be very interesting to see this like turn into a meta once the DX version is there. You can see online plays start to happen.
Once the multiplayer hits, you'll know what's broken and what's not for sure.
Oh,
Because there's testing for
gonna learn us.
just the three of us testing what's strong, and then there's the backers, those who will get the early betas and accesses, and they'll test it. But then once the game actually comes out, and like hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions of people playing at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, don't get my hopes up. But yeah, we are expecting like to be on call for Like that day one patch. There's always a day one patch. But for us, it'll be a matter of, okay, is the game crashing for no reason? Oh, it turns out if you like feed Mothlas a cupcake and stand on this tile 3 blocks north of the lighthouse, then suddenly the game will just break for no reason. Yeah, you gotta find those specific little issues.
And enter the Konami code.
Mm-hmm.
You just blow up. Poof.
All the time. But you know what? I am looking... Oh, Blueco says the graphic overhaul looks great. So this little makeover we did, the contrast between this and the 2017 demo, I think is pretty noticeable here.
For sure.
Looking forward to the portrait mode. Now there's going to be another graphical overhaul. That'll be Confident Cow's time to shine.
Yeah.
Make this look pretty vertically so people can play it with one hand.
I know Yotes had put on his blog when I first joined the team, I made some mock-ups of possible UI changes for just in general, but I also did make a portrait version as well, which I'm not sure if I made those after the blog or not. But yeah, I do have ideas of how portrait mode could look, and I'm honestly kind of surprised how many people really wanted that. For me, I'm always playing video games horizontal, so like that's what I'm always used to. But I know it's mobile. People love portrait mode, and I was surprised by how many people actually do.
It's like, especially because it's so rare. When you play a game like this, it usually forces you to play horizontal. But sometimes it's nice to hold something in one hand and then play a game in another. Like maybe you're in the subway, or maybe you're enjoying a coffee and you're walking about. Or maybe you're just like sitting on the couch and you're just idly playing and you need your other hand to feed chips. Something. I know people like Super Mario Run did it, and that was nice. You could just play that one hand tap.
Oh, yeah. I know people really like the random match feature you were telling me at the con. People really like being able to go in and just play. And I think portrait mode adds to that. You know, just you click random button and you can just pass the time really fast with one hand.
The game is set up to be interesting to do that. If you get tossed up with a random team versus a different random team, and you're just like learning, okay, these are the moves I have access to, I wonder what they have access to, and now you're just engaging in all this thought in this battle, and it's just so fun. It's like a quick version of like Pokemon Stadium's like Battle Now feature, but with just more variety. It's just completely random team assembled for you. You just dive in with all these mechanics. And just understanding how they work and be tossed this new challenge. Like, okay, how do I win with this team? It looks like I have a disadvantage, but if things are set up just right, I can pull off this trick and win. It just feels nice. You could play this game forever! Oh, No Life Jim says, watch out for PETA. They might not like that this game has ponies fighting each other.
Ooh.
But you know what's here? These ponies love fighting each other. Alright, they do it all the time in the wild. They're like rams, bashing into each other. And they team up with humans to help improve their powers, so they could get even stronger. So you know what? The ponies are fine. In this world, there's a balance between the humans and nature. There's got to be a lot of mad respect going on when like some random buffalo could just cause an earthquake whenever it feels like it, you know? You gotta pay your respects to nature. Not take over the pony's land, but be careful when you're venturing through it. So Wolfner would be disappointed if we added a Konami code, but you don't have to worry about that. The special backer edition will have things similar to cheat codes, like a few of the debug features could be unlocked in that, just so people could play around with it, have fun. But the main like spicy thing inside of that will be the battle against the developers. So that's us and the developers not currently chit-chatting with you right now. So we're going to be in the special backer edition as Tamers to fight against, similar to all the ones you'll see for the Canon character tier. So all you backers who want to have your character in the game, that is going to be very fun to see come together. We're going to be interpreting whatever see you have putting that as the human character. You pick your team, you customize what they can do, and then we'll find a nice spot for you throughout the adventures so that the player runs into you and it's just an epic encounter. And that'll be really fun to see, people running into themselves like a live stream.
Yeah.
That'll be very fun to see.
It'll be the Leo pointing meme.
Oh, you know what? I would like to know real quick, like, what kinds of spin-offs would you guys like to see? Like, if this were to become a thing, like, we have Battle Gym Ponies DX, Battle Gym Ponies 2, like, what could we do, like, beyond that? Like, outside of this RPG scope?
For example, a lot of people have been requesting a card game, a TCG of BGP, TCG BPP.
BGP, like some kind of mix. Like, I enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Twilight Secret Shipfic Folder, or, you know, a wholesome game of Uno. Like, how can we make this trading card game like collectible, fun, like easy to pick up and play? Because the thing that gets me with Pokemon cards is like they're so cool, but like I don't want to go through the hassle of playing. You got to get all these energy cards, and it's just no.
I don't like playing with energy cards. It's been a while since I played Pokemon cards, but I remember that always being like the most annoying thing for me. Feel like I can't do anything because I didn't get enough energies, or oops, I randomly drew too many energies. But I only played the game very casually.
Sounds like Magic the Gathering. You either have no resources or too much.
Well, I see Justin Barniak in the chat. I remember you from college. Hey man, thank you very much. This is living the dream. This game started as like a project in my junior year of college, and I'm still working on it. But you know, thanks to Kickstarter here, we can do this full time for another year and finally finish it. All these years, yes, it's all gonna be paying off soon enough. Just when I see like the first reviews come in, just people genuinely just happened across it on the App Store and are just amazed somebody put all this together, and that'll be us.
Smash-like platform fighter with rollback netcode.
That's the dream.
A Smash-like platform fighter with 60 of these ponies just going at it.
It's less than Smash and probably less than the Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon Smash, yeah.
Yeah.
They could step up their game. They could add like 100 more characters.
They have rollback though, so they're already ahead of the game.
Oh my gosh, look at those red numbers. Do you know what's happening right now?
We have less than 1
The
minute.
Kickstarter is coming to a close.
Oh no.
$34,665, 413 backers, and oh, this is the final jump.
It's a month of work and then a month of waiting.
Oh man.
There's something
Six
addicting
more
about
backers.
winning
I'm
those
shocked.
numbers.
You know, it was my deepest fear that at the very last second, like tons of people just pull out. They're all trolls, and then we're left like underneath the goal, and then we just fail, and it was all for nothing. But no, we're gonna make it. We're fine. Here we are.
Backers. Push the 420
Ooh,
for the
We
meme.
need 6 more backers.
Only thing that could happen now is like decline cards, right? What was it? 10
10,
seconds.
9.
9.
I don't actually
8.
know it, but
Oh man.
Your timer is different than mine because I have the
Oh,
most
there's-
accurate timer.
Oh, we got 3 seconds.
1,
2.
0.
It's done. It's done. We're here.
Oh,
We
wow, there's
survived
fireworks.
the whole Kickstarter. It's
Oh my
over.
goodness. 414 backers. $34,695.50.
Oh,
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
I'm-
It's here.
I could show everyone.
Little superpowered ponies with gemstones on their chests like to fight each other for sport. And one chose you to lead her to glory. Battle Gym Ponies. Pony Wrangling Monster Tamer RPG.
Stretch that out.
Now,
Oh my god, this is huge.
fun.
I made it worse.
I can't see me. Yes.
This is called the dimensional shift.
Bounce, bounce.
There we go.
Okay.
Now you can see it.
Ooh. Look at this.
I'm just very proud. Just wanted to show it.
Yeah.
Now we have to make a game.
Have to.
Now the
No
hard
way.
part. I say that, but the
whole
hard
thing
part was
was
the
just
past year
the
ago.
opportunity to do it. This is way more fun than any other job I've ever had, like in the history of my short life.
I would agree with that.
Same. I
And
left my job of working for 6 years to pursue my own passions, and this is so much more enjoyable.
Really is. Like, it doesn't feel like we're, if you had to work, like, let's say a 16-hour shift, right? Nightmarish. But when it's for Battle and Ponies, it just feels like, we accomplished a thing today. We inched closer to, like, this ultimate goal of making a cool thing exist. And that's just so much more fulfilling. That's what really matters.
How does
Now
it feel, Yotes?
To
see the number reach 34,000 compared to day 1 or day 0.
I was more nervous on like day 3 when we weren't at the goal. That had me going. But we made it. Not even just made it, like we annihilated those stretch goals.
It was incredible. It's funny because some days it was just like, oh, we got like a couple hundred, and then some days we got a couple of thousand. It's like it's crazy. You never knew what was going to be the next number every time you refresh the page.
For me, it got to like an unhealthy extent where I do things like, oh man, I can't go out and like eat a meal right now or go exercise. I gotta spend like the next 2 hours retweeting these things or responding on these forums because like every little person who goes, oh, this looks cool, that's a new person who could become a backer. And like every time I comment somewhere, so it's just around the clock posting non-stop, and now it's over. I could go back to being a game developer instead of like just some marketing guy running around and screaming.
I think it's crazy we got more than 400 people have backed this project. Like, if you ask me how many people probably would have bought into it, I probably wouldn't have guessed that amount.
I thought it would end at 250. This was...
Yeah, it's been climbing so much faster once it got near the end of the Kickstarter, and the overwhelming like support from that is just it's more than I can picture in my head. Because like 400 seems like a small number, but how big really is 400 people? Like most restaurants say that you can't have more than 200 people in there because then it's a fire hazard or something, right? So it's hard to put that in the scale of exactly how many people supported the project, and
I think of it as like every Pokemon in the Hoenn region plus a bunch of extras. That's how many people. That's a lot of people.
There's
a lot of people.
I'm amazed. It was 10K just about over the initial goal there. But we are set to make all of these initial stretch goals happen, like including the extended dungeon, which I thought we were just gonna come short of for a while there. If we were like averaging 1,000 a day, and making all those projections, did not see this like final week spike going so huge. But yeah, now we get to actually like make the full vision here, and that's exciting.
Yeah, no good content for our base game.
Like if anyone's familiar with Game Maker's Toolkit and the Boss Keys series, just like going over how Zelda dungeons are designed, like that's always got my head turned. I'm like, I want to try my hand at that. Like, how do we make a cool dungeon?
Yeah,
and now
I love that
got the
series.
extra couple months to actually do that. It's nice. I'm so excited now. Like it's starting to come in. It's like a slow reaction. I can feel it trickling through like all my blood vessels. And
Just
hyped by this second. Like the marketing stuff is over. I'm done yelling and being annoying. Now it's time to be cool and just make an awesome game. I'm so excited now. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Oh, you know what? As for the chat, I closed out the dang chat.
Yes.
Seeing what you guys are all saying. What's going on in here, everybody? Lots of cheering and screaming, yeah.
We got those emojis. That's when chat is hype.
I want to know who that 50 cents was. Yeah. So you donated 50 cents. That's
I see that.
You just scrounge it out. Love it. You know, that could be the soda pop because Sai here runs on Coca-Cola cans. So that'll be the victory soda.
The victory
Right, when this is
soda.
all over. Take a sip of that with the 50 cents.
We'll get
Well,
some
I'm
RC
getting-
cola
Yeah,
back
RC
when
Cola,
those
your
were
favorite.
a quarter.
Yeah. Go to the dollar store and be like, I just want half of this. We're good. Oh, it's finally over. Now it's starting to feel real. Like up until now, like my brain is always planning for worst case scenarios and like catastrophic cataclysms. Like another great calamity could happen any day now. So make sure you save, double up, save again. All right. Oh, the Kickstarter could go wrong. Everyone could back out at the last second. Don't trust it. But here we are. It's locked in, and now it's just a matter of like reading the Kickstarter like pamphlet here. It says it'll take 14 days for things to be actually deposited. So until then, it's a matter of, oh, if anyone's card gets declined, they have 14 days to get that resolved, or that just comes out of the pledges. But we went so far above even that final stretch goal. Like even if like a chunk of people can't like actually pledge, we're still gonna be fine. We could still do all the stuff we have planned, and that's nice. I feel safer now. My heart rate
You can
finally
relax for a little bit. You're still gonna be working hard.
starting like immediately after this live stream. Again, organizing all the Kickstarter information.
Well,
Get that out of the way.
it will
Like
be
the
nice
final
as well.
backer.
Yeah, because you won't have to, or you won't be necessarily advertising the Kickstarter anymore or managing that. So, like you said, getting back to building the game is gonna allow us to produce more content to show people quicker.
Yeah.
This was the slowest month of actual development because of all of this distraction. Like, Sai usually knocks things out like crazy. Got so far with the overworld in just like 1 month, whereas when I was working alone, that was just years of effort, and like we're already almost there. So just that magnitude of just pure power, the pure power of teamwork. Sonic Heroes was right all along.
You just need 3 people. Right?
That's the core, but actually like 12. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
12,
each
right?
team was 3, right?
Call the dragon.
And all together, they all had to team up to defeat Metal.
Oh, I didn't get
Yeah.
that far.
Oops. Yeah, well, he's in the intro song. I mean, who do you think that shadowy figure with the metal face is?
Metal
Oh,
Sonic?
okay, good. Yeah.
Sonic.
No, Rock Sonic. He tricked you.
Anywho, I have a question. When is the next demo? Since the last demo came out before Kickstarter and it was called the Kickstarter demo, do we have a projected date? Like, is it this month?
I got a date for you. This weekend, at least. A patch. A patch for all these incredible bugs that Sai's been fixing left and right. So everyone's gonna get a stable build of the game.
Yeah, the
And-
build I was playing on, by the way, was just a Kickstarter build. So if you saw any bugs that may have been mentioned before, it's the same ones because it's the same build. But Sai has a much more updated build with a lot of those bugs fixed. So you can expect a patch this weekend, like it said.
We're gonna call it the Everfree patch. Because after Everfree Northwest is what initiated finding all these bugs. But then, in October, we're just gonna spend that entire month working on Overworld. We'll try to get a playable version of that out to you. And that will be a reward in all itself. Beyond that, even, like before Christmas, definitely, we want to have all the battle mechanics finished and out there in a playable form so we can see what chaos is unleashed, right? When we throw in Ultra Ponies, or some more of these dangerous moves, or level 100 ponies and all their crazy capabilities, right? So, 1 month at a time, knocking things out, keeping you guys posted every step along the way. That's the fun here. That's the thing we've been doing since 2013. If you go on yieldsgames.com, you just keep scrolling all the way back. At the very bottom, you'll see just every single post that's been going up over the years, and me slowly learning as a developer. How the heck do you make games? I don't know. Let's Google it. Just one step at a time, leading up to here. It's nice to have like time capsules like that, or even moments like this. We can look back on this years and years from now and go, good lord, we had no idea what we were doing back then. We're so much better now.
It's every
Bounce.
every artist is like that. Every artist, you'll go back, they're like, you see your artwork from 5 years ago, like, ugh, this is disgusting. I hate this. I'm so much better now than I was before. And it's just the way it is.
That's
Like,
a good
I say
feeling
that about
for me.
myself like 3 days ago, right? Yeah.
It is a good feeling, though. It is a good thing. That means you're improving all the time.
Yeah, I like looking back and thinking how bad I was or how dumb I was. Like yesterday.
Just one
Yesterday
day
I was
ago.
pretty dumb. Yeah.
Well, this is a threshold we just crossed here. I think we're new people now. We are developers with a successful Kickstarter campaign, right? So that means we know what we're doing to some extent, right? We have proof,
Yeah. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
validation. We know how to make games, and enough people believe in us to help us make it happen. And now we're gonna deliver. And when the game's finally out, we'll be even more proud of what we've done.
Take that, AAA companies.
Yeah.
You got
No,
nothing
don't
on
draw their
Kai.
attention yet. We aren't strong enough. Wait, we have to defeat them. We have to defeat them once we gain
must
more
grow
power.
an
Yeah, we
army.
keep on grinding and leveling up.
Yeah. When we can outproduce them, if we can make a better game than Pokemon, you know? And that's when we can puff our chest out a little bit. Be like, yeah, this is awesome. We made awesome things here. We'll get there, one bit at a time.
So, any final thought?
Mm.
Is there
Final thought.
anything on the list that you wanted to go over?
Like agenda-wise, I feel like we've covered the whole thing. Our future plans, even like we already know.
Yeah.
All right, all those stretch goals that weren't met, we're coming for you. All right, we're just gonna have to save up money by selling the game that we're making now. All more the reason to make it awesome, right?
Right.
Right.
So, all the people who aren't into donating to Kickstarters, they just want a real game that's actually out. We'll give it to them.
Right.
And it'll be great. It'll be the most awesome thing they've ever downloaded onto their phone and or PC, Mac, or Linux.
Right.
Really looking forward to all of that. You keep annihilating that forum, all right? I don't think
I'm trying my
it's going
best.
down in yeah. This is why we need the Everfree patch.
Or he needs a better balanced team.
Speaking of, well, I hit random. But speaking of which, or is this coming patch going to have the new battle equation, the battle system, or is it just bug fixes?
All right, that one is debatable. We are going to at least get all the bug fixes in. We're currently messing with the new battle calculator, and if it's like really buggy, we don't want that running out in the wild. So that'll be the backup plan. Like one version of the game is being made without that major change, and then one with it, and we can play test that for a while. And if it's safe, we'll release it this weekend. If not, then we'll give it a couple more weeks of testing, and then do it in the middle of the month. Either way, it's coming. Looking forward to all of that and even more. We'll keep you posted with future devlogs. We'll be doing this at least once a month. Well, not live streaming, but keeping you up to date, showing you new stuff. And then it'll all be pretty darn cool. Looking forward to what this turns into. 1 year from now, things are going to be so different. Thank you for coming along for the ride, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. This was kind of impromptu almost. We only told you guys yesterday. I don't know if we'll do future streams like this. It's something we'll talk about together. But I definitely had a lot of fun talking to you guys and talking about our current development. That's the word I wanted to use.
Time flies with Battle Gym Ponies. Feels like we've only been here for like a few minutes, but that was an hour. All right, so I I'm ready to start diving into spreadsheets, getting all this information sorted, and getting back to development by the end of the night, so I can sleep tight knowing that I'm working on a game again. Yes!
An official game.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Alrighty,
So,
guys.
for everyone here, thank you for following the development of Battle Gym Ponies, and
Thank
we
you.
will see you very soon. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.